I'm gonna turn this into a Harry Potter audiobook.
I don't even like Harry Potter that much, dude. Why you do this? I tried. Didn't like it.
Well, it's because it was witchcraft. I would actually be interested in doing, like, YouTube audio books for books that I like. It's something I've considered in the past. One sunny day, a light-hearted fool strolled well, okay. One of these days.
You should be used to this by now.
One of these days. But yeah. So as I was saying in the pre-roll here, like, which I'll probably keep in just because, I would be interested in doing like YouTube audio readings. It's something I've seen a few people do before, but never as like, never like big channels, and never as like a main like video kind of format that they do on their channel. And often it's not usually like actual literature; it's usually like fan fiction, stuff like that. Denigrating fan fiction right here.
You're the worst.
But yeah, like, I have a lot of books that... Well, I mean, I have a lot of books that I want to read, for one thing. But I have a lot of books that I think it would be very fun to actively read to, like, an audience. And I don't know. Like, it's something I've talked about before, I think, or it's at least something I've considered in the past. And I'm not sure,
Would you
like...
do it ASMR style, though?
Well... I mean, I'd probably just be... no. I would probably...
Just gonna go full Jenny Nicholson on me, just no.
I'd probably be reading it in, you know... Well, I probably would need to affect some sort of reading style to read it. Like, I wouldn't just be able to read it like I naturally speak, because I stumble over my words all the damn time. And I would want to, you know, I want it to be properly, you know, given the proper weight. So it would need to be a lot more animated than your average ASMR video, I think.
It depends which book you're reading.
Well, most of my books are not very, you know.
Yes.
But like, well, like, for example, a book that I have right beside my computer desk here is Irvine Welsh's Train Spotting. And if anybody thinks that Train Spotting would make a good ASMR book, I don't think they know the story of Train Spotting.
I mean, you know, small children die. That's all I know.
The infant of a heroin junkie dies, so, because of neglect.
Is it trying to tell me that heroin is bad?
Well, that's not like the main... Well...
No one tell Martyr, okay?
See, I don't know if that's really the main moral of the, like, story. It's like, I mean, it's obviously a big part of the narrative, because that's... The whole thing is, like, it's a group of drug addicts living in Scotland in the 90s. So, like, obviously the vices of hard drugs, you know, factor in pretty significantly into the story, but, like, it's not a story that is just like, you know, heroin is bad, okay, thanks.
I mean, obviously. People like Train Spotting, after all.
yeah. But yeah, so I don't think most of my books would make for good ASMR style reading.
I think you're just not trying hard enough.
I don't want to try. Aye! That's right.
Aye.
But I also have, like, I mean, I have so many books. Like, I have Roadside Picnic, which is the book that inspired the video game series Stalker. I have,
Wasn't that supposed to take place in America, but it's very clearly Russian?
I don't think so.
I think that is.
I don't know exactly. I haven't actually, like, I haven't read it yet, but it's also been a while since.
Yeah, it's apparently supposed to take place in America, but like there's like Americans who read it and are like, what is wrong with all these people?
I mean, everybody should know that it's pretty clearly Russian in the way, but yeah,
people act and all that. Yeah.
And like I have so much Lord of the Rings stuff, which would not make for good reading as a normal narrative sort of thing, outside of The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings itself. But
the Silmarillion you could totally do. You just have to really sell it.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I think it would be very interesting to do, but I don't think it could be read in the same way as you read The Hobbit. Because they're just not... They're not equivalent narratives.
You're telling me that giant novel of world building isn't the same as an actual novel?
Yeah, I still think it would be interesting to... It would probably need... Like, it would be... If I did, in fact, like, start doing that regularly, the world of Middle-earth would need to be its own sub-series. Just because of how much there is there and how much different it would need to be than like if I read, Trainspotting, or if I read like Gawain and the Green Knight, which was, it's a Middle English poem. Yeah, it'd be fun. I think it'd be fun to do. I don't know how interested people would be in watching it, but it's something I've been considering for a while. It's something I might look into doing in the future, just because I want to read more for fun, and I think it would be interesting to turn that into a video series thing, and then promptly get this channel taken down by copyright strikes because we're putting up book content on the internet for free.
Maybe put that on your own channel. Thank you.
I don't know how that actually works. Like, Roy. I'm not sure how... Because it's not like other videos that I've seen have been, knocked for anything like that. But at the same... Like, it's not something that I've ever seen as like a significant video project either. So... I don't know how the internet would react to that.
Well, I guess there's only one way to find out, isn't there?
Exactly. You never know if you don't try.
Nothing could go wrong.
Well, considering that
nothing could go wrong.
Considering our channel has 20 subscribers and averages 10 views per video, I don't think there's much that could go wrong, really.
Exactly.
Like, the worst thing that happens to our channel is we get content ID claimed on, like, music in some of the video games that we upload.
And the fact that they can do that for the Beyond Atlantis soundtrack still kind of blows my mind, but there you go.
The thing that gets me about that is the fact that they can do the content claim on private videos that haven't even been, like, that are literally only viewable to our channel.
Thanks, YouTube.
Yeah. Like, that's a good system. It's ridiculous the videos that do get content ID'd as well. Like, because, like Beyond Atlantis. And then, like, the first and final videos for Silent Hill 3, but none of the other videos. And like...
To be fair, wasn't the last one because you went and used Peter Gabriel music?
No. I'm pretty sure it was content ID'd by Konami. Again. Like, just for a section, like, right before the final boss or something.
That's, like, the least recognizable music, though.
Yeah. Well, it was the same thing for the section that they claimed in the first video, too. It was, like, just some random snippet from the background music track that was playing. And, like, none of the other videos got content ID'd at all.
I mean, you know what this means, right? We're not talking enough.
I don't think that's the problem. I mean, it is potentially a problem, but I don't think that's because they get automatically content. Like, because so behind the scenes a bit here. I have the entirety of a recording of the Amber Throne from Jacob that we still have yet to record because all the free time that I've had over this break just got washed away by not having any access to internet. So that was great.
Mister, I had to use my phone to get back into the Mirror's Edge LP.
So yeah, that was...
Well, in case you're wondering, everyone,
here's
find the letters that aren't there.
Yeah, here's a new puzzle that we have to find the 3 letters that are missing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wanted to do the Amber Throne over the Christmas break here, but, well, oh well. But anyway, I uploaded the entirety of the Amber Throne to the channel as backup, because there are a lot of videos, and I think like 2 of those videos have been... He snorted, not giving any of his remaining coins.
Oh, look, he said, "Fie," said the man. And then he repeated. Then the fool huffed.
But yeah, I think 2 of the Amber Throne videos have been content ID'd. Just because.
Well, find the spots where they got content ID'd and then just talk way too much during those segments.
Yeah, it's YouTube's... YouTube. Yay. So here's another new puzzle for us.
This is my least favorite puzzle.
Gee, I can't imagine why.
Yep.
Oh, so what is... So explain. Explain this.
This is one of those classic follow the wire, like where you hold like a loop and you have to like follow the wire without actually touching the edges. Except it's in 1989 and the mouse support is kind of sketchy.
You don't say.
And because I have it running on... Yeah. I have this running on... What is it? Like 1,000 cycles per second. So like ancient, very slow computer. And it still recoils so fast if you lose the trail.
As we can see.
So anyways, yeah, this will be just draw along the lines and just be glad that it wasn't like in the original where, because apparently DOS isn't very good, in the original it would draw like in diagonal and like arc shapes.
Ugh.
But it was less forgiving, so I guess there's that.
Can you imagine needing to diagonally drag your mouse for this?
Don't mess up. Or it undoes in a flash.
The humbug. Bah.
Although I do propose something here. You know how there's like some games that like tie their physics or other things to the hardware?
Oh, do I?
You know how that's a thing? So whenever someone does that, they should be forced to play this puzzle, but with the cycle set to max. So there's zero. That means that if you mess up, then in less than a millisecond, it goes back to 0. You have 0 chance of catching it again.
I hate video games that do that. I hate it so much. It's so bad.
So you're never going to be able to finish that Toy Story 2, are you?
Man.
I guess when we LP it, I'll have to do it.
I really...
Because
Go ahead.
As we've established, I am the type of person who will spend 3 days fixing a minor problem so I can play very small games.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like the solution to the issue was like, oh well, like physically reclock your processor to the speed that it would have run at the time, or like, because I think like some people had even tried running it in like a virtual OS and it still didn't fix the problem. And it was just like, man, that's... I don't want...
That's kind of garbage.
I don't want to do that. Like, and it really, like, it legitimately made me sad because, like, I actually do think that that game held up relatively well.
Why do movie adaptations do well, but then, like, game adaptations to movies don't?
Well, I mean, in fairness, there are a lot of movie video games that are absolute garbage. But because, like, I mean, like, Toy Story 2 isn't, like, it's not a great game, but I think that, like, I think that it still stands up as a, you know, pretty decent game, and, you know, particularly the PC version, because it's the one that I grew up with. Is, you know, it has surprisingly good controller support considering it was released in like the early 2000s. Like, it has better controller support than a lot of video games from that period of time.
True story. I got the game from Hi Keith Thoth. I got the game when I bought myself a Gravis gamepad, and it came with Hercules and Toy Story 2.
You know, like, I played it on keyboard back in the day, like, because I didn't have a controller back then. I was like, what's a controller for PCs? What are you talking about? So, like, I played that game just on the keyboard, and yeah, when I played it again, God, what was that, like a year ago now? Something like that? Yeah.
Some tragic amount of time, yeah.
I played it with a controller, and it worked just fine. Like, I didn't even have to mess around with stuff any more than getting a game from the early 2000s working on a modern system. You know, I had to mess around. Oh God!
We unlocked another key, but now we're stuck.
Thanks, Book of Thoth.
I guess we'll just have to go to the next one.
Like, yeah, there was tweaking that I had to do to get it running on my computer anyway, because as it happens, a lot of games from the 90s and early 2000s just don't work on PCs out of the box. So that's fun. But yeah, like, once I got it running, it read my controller just fine, which was particularly surprising because the controller that I generally use for playing games on my PC is a PS4 controller emulating an Xbox 360 controller. So you wouldn't necessarily think that Toy Story 2 would be able to read a PS4 controller emulating an Xbox 360 controller.
And yet here we are.
And yet here... And yet it worked pretty much, it worked just fine.
Did I tell you about the worst abuse of this I've ever done?
Huh.
It wasn't Toy Story 2. It was another game that like was really good at reading inputs. And I definitely played a platformer. I don't remember which one. I think it was Tarzan. With a steering wheel.
Oh, jeez. I can't. We had a... It's one of those things that like makes me laugh, but also kind of makes me feel sad a little bit when I think about it. But like we had a steering wheel for the Nintendo 64 back in the day.
Yeah.
And we would use it to play like Mario Kart and stuff. But it's like that's the only game we ever really used it for. So it's like kind of seems a little superfluous now. Like it was
That's sad.
It was cute and it was fun, but it's like it's one of those things. It's like I think about it and I'm like, oh, that feels like it was probably just a waste of money.
Yeah, my uncle like had the steering wheel because Midtown Madness, which was also really addicting.
God, I miss being a child.
The chorus of us all.
Why? Like, why does time have to go on?
Because if time didn't go on, we wouldn't be able to upload these childhood classics of mine. Oh right, this one isn't a childhood classic. Darn it.
Is that necessarily true though?
I mean, yeah.
Would we not be able to upload videos if we existed in a vacuum outside of time?
When would they stop uploading?
Well, they don't necessarily need time to upload. I guess it gets into the metaphysical question of, is time required to move particles?
I mean, I assume yes, seeing how the world has a resolution.
Quantum physics! You need to get on this. I mean, they've probably already figured it out.
It's actually not quantum, it's just standard physics.
Easy, see?
The number, like, the amount of time it takes for light to travel one Planck length, and the number of times it can do that per second is the frame rate of the universe.
Well, yeah, but, like, it's the question of, like, what is time, though? Like...
It's the fourth dimension.
Would you be able to effectively, I guess, emulate all of these functions without having time specifically? Like, would you be able to simulate time in order to make, atoms move?
Man, the things we ask when we are busy rewatching again.
We had shitty science during Mirror's Edge. Now we're just questioning actual science.
That's you. As I discovered on The Escapist, I am like the only person who actually has any respect for real science. Hilariously enough.
Science. It really is like I wish I didn't have such a weird relationship with science, because like I'm interested in learning all these, all the answers to these sorts of questions, but like science classes are always so boring to me because they don't approach the same sorts of questions that I'm actually interested in. Like, so I never actually learn about that sort of stuff, and I don't learn about the underlying theory so that I can go out and like figure it out for myself. So I'm just left there like, well, why did I take this class then? It didn't actually teach me anything that I care about.
I managed to just enjoy it, and then like when I got on the internet on the the Escapist, and the people they were discussing faster than light travel, and I'm like, so this won't work because of these reasons, and then they're like, you're just a spoil sport.
I do like theorizing.
Like, no, you have to actually account for these things, or you will actually explode when you try to go faster than light.
Well, I do like theorizing about like modern reckoning of science just being completely.
A giant wheel stood near the Furkids.
The Furkids, yeah. Yeah, I like theorizing that modern conceptions of science are just completely off base because they're based on our limited understanding of the universe, and like I like thinking that the universe is just waiting to slap us down and be like, no, everything you think you know is wrong.
I mean, it doesn't do that too often.
Well, no, but that's why I say I like, thinking like that. Because I would absolutely love it if in my lifetime, oh boy, here we go.
Oh, here's the hardest one.
Quick, read it. Oh, no. Like, what's even happening?
He shagged.
Yeah, I would love it if in my lifetime, like, just some scientific breakthrough happened that just shook up the entire scientific community and was like made them all realize that something that had been a fundamental theory was just entirely wrong.
I mean, XKCD had a wonderful comic.
Yeah.
Which was, we talk a big game about like theory of everything and understand the universe, but in reality, we don't even understand why static electricity. Quick, ask me about lightning. What's the deal with it? No idea. It probably has something to do with balloons and hair. I'm like, thanks, XKCD. Oh, and before someone, I guess, really uppity about it. Spoiler, no one's gonna get really uppity about it.
Well. So has everyone figured out? Has everyone figured out what we're supposed to be spelling here yet?
Here's a hint. It has the word haunting in it.
It doesn't make any sense. Wait, I don't think this is isn't the one after this one the most difficult one?
No, this is the most difficult one.
Are you sure?
There are no more. This is the last one.
No, there's one more.
Oh, please, no.
Have you forgotten?
This is the third one. This is the third one.
Have you forgotten about the one with the numbers?
We already did that one, dude.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
I don't
16, my bruh.
Did we?
That was last video.
Oh. I must not have been looking at the video at the time. I must have looked away in my absolute boredom while talking about something else.
Why did we re-record these again?
Because the audio is bad. I mean, and in fairness, that's what I was doing.
It's haunted.
That's what I was doing the first time around, anyways. So. Not to spoil the magic that you thought was happening.
You're the worst. His haunting so... Oh, okay.
He not near so
I got close.
Yeah, so the weird thing about this one is that like two of them reverse the letters or something. So like you have to reverse it once, and then at the end you have to reverse it again or something like that. Like
yeah,
he sang this
haunting song.
Yeah, and you take forever to solve this one too.
I mean, wouldn't you?
Well, I would probably just give up.
That's because you suck.
He's Santa. I would probably just like start button smashing and then like look it up on the internet.
And this is why you don't do puzzle games.
Pretty much. Like, I don't have the blood. Like, what? And that was somehow
Hunting Sog.
this hunting the Sog.
Dang it, I'm so close.
See, I don't have the patience for this sort of thing, which, like, you know, you would think, like, I have the patience to weather my way replaying, like, entire missions of, like, Fire Emblem and stuff because I don't want a character to die. But, like, nah, I can't be bothered with puzzle games.
I don't understand you in the slightest, honestly.
It's actually kind of extra weird because, like, tactical RPGs are, in a way, sort of like combat puzzle games. So, you know. But, I mean, that's part of why I'm so bad at them.
No comment whatsoever.
You don't play XCOM like it's a puzzle game?
I do.
Well, exactly.
Kind of. It's a pretty easy puzzle game.
I mean, I'm not very good at tactical RPGs. It's not.
I know, I've seen you. Yeah, so close. I have seen you attempting to play Darkest Dungeon, so yes, I understand.
And I still say, like, my characters didn't die. That counts as a success. Like, it doesn't matter to me that they almost lost their minds and almost died, because they didn't. That's what matters.
You fill me with sad. There, I got it. He sang this haunting song.
Yay. I don't know, I don't think that perfection is really necessary.
Spoiler alert, the haunting song is Egliok, Egliok.
Egliok. Fantastic. This is all very strange. Indeed, it is. Indeed, fool.
Alright, so we only have like another fit to finish off the last of the puzzles.
Spoiler.
And then we begin the next set.
Yeah, spoiler alert, that's not the end of the game. Because of
I mean, I've only spoiled it like 5 times.